exactly what happened at that meeting. Maybe on steroids, because there for a couple of minutes, I'll be honest with you, I thought the train jumped the track. I really did. Y'all were there. I mean, those were the couple of minutes that were really intense, and I thought, for one, and I looked around and we thought that we'd lost that. But that's what we were supposed to do. And I take it personal when it's sort of fed back to y'all that I am one of the problem children on that committee, along with this young man right here.
And I would echo those sentiments, and I would say that if anything, we should have gotten a pat on the back from every member of that SEDC board, and then the city council should have found out what transpired and come back and pat us on the back for making sure that there's some level of vetting, because our SEDC administrator failed to provide us with anything but an annual revenue number, the name of the company, and I think one other piece of minute data, but certainly a far cry from the information necessary to make a decision on a loan for $210,000. And for it to be characterized as us being anything but doing the fiduciary duties laid out to the SEDC board is upsetting. It really is. And then to hear that the council was led down a path to believe that as well, I'm just baffled at how people leading a city with $1 million budgets would not dig a little deeper, which you're doing now, I guess. But especially with the reality that this loan applicant has a father on the board who probably stayed out of the discussions, but to ensure that there is no appearance of nepotism, we had to ask those questions. So, for anything but a slap on the back, I'm baffled.
And I'll leave you one other comment. I've been on the board 4 years, and I will stay as long as I can because I think we're on the right path. We came to y'all latter part of last year to see if we were going to get the same buy-off from y'all as we were pursuing. We know what our goal is, and that's to bring business to Stockdale and to help the city grow. Part of that task was to identify things that prohibited that or caused things not to be able to do that. But I have never had the administrator go around this whole committee and go out and solicit people for this board. Never. The chairperson is the person that does that. Frank will call you as a professional courtesy to say, and I dare say there's not a person on here that knows when their term expires, because it doesn't matter to me. Because I'm going to serve as long as the board thinks I'm a beneficial partner in that committee. So, it was an absolute, you could push me with a feather when he says, hey, your term is up and they didn't renew it. I go, do what? So, that's as much of a sticking in my craw. This gentleman went around all of us to go solicit some folks he had no business doing, period. That lady right there is doing an admirable job in Frank's absence. She did a great job. I think both of y'all would have to attest. She kept everybody on point, and that was a fairly robust meeting. I mean, there was lots of stuff back and forth. She ran that with the best of them, okay? But for this gentleman to go around all of us and not get 2 but 3 replacements is a slap in Frank Bain's face, personally. We can run that board with Frank just as a vacant until he decides what he can physically do. We never had that opportunity. This rogue gentleman took it upon himself. I think he still thinks he's the mayor. And he can go anywhere, do anything, do whatever he wants to. That's my personal opinion. Okay.
Anybody else?
I would like to say something.
we did make a mistake, and we want to apologize. And yes, we should have dug in deeper. And I would like to apologize for that. I think there were mistakes made on both sides. And I think this is a big learning curve for all of us. We
True.
all learned something through this whole thing. And I don't think you will find our committee, I can't speak for y'all's, but I think we will question things a little bit more. We will go with our gut feelings a little bit more, because my gut feeling was not too good that day, and I caved in. But I think it was we all learned from this, and I think we'll all be better committees and better members because of it. And I do apologize, we did make a mistake. It's kind of disheartening to hear all around town. I've had so many calls this week about how city council screwed up again. Well, you know what? Sometimes we vote given on the information we have. We didn't check far enough, you know. I don't know, we all learned something through this whole process. And I think it's a good learning curve, you know.
Sure. It is.
No one's at fault, and you know, I'm more mad at myself than anybody else.
I don't know if y'all remember a few years ago, I was on the council. I pointed a little lady right here. And the SCDC whole board came and told us how stupid we was. We were so dumb. She served, what, 4 or 5 months? She had to get off because she couldn't work with the people. Thing is, ask us. Ask all of us. Because I know what the deal is. Y'all appoint the body. We elect the board. We elect the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Other than that, we're here to serve. But a lot of times it's hard if you're not accepted, you won't be able to serve. And Jennifer had to get off first time she was appointed. That was about 15 years ago.
Well, let me clarify that.
Or 20.
I got off because my mom was dying, and that's to take care of her full time.
Yeah,
That's
she
why I
was-
got off. But I think there was some confusion. I think they appointed me, and then y'all had to approve it, and that wasn't done correctly. I think that's how that happened. So then I had to get off, you know, it all got corrected, but I didn't get off. I was down because my mom was dying. And then I got back on, and I enjoy serving, and I think finally, I feel like these two are great assets, like these three. And everything is finally starting to roll. And we're starting to get stuff done a little bit quicker. And no, we all don't get along, but we're not all supposed to. I mean, everybody, and then between all of us, we all have our own assets. And when this happened a week ago or so, when y'all voted, I was floored. Because I feel like, hey, we got some good people here. And I appreciate y'all meeting again and going, okay, maybe we don't know the whole story. Because there is more to the story. And I mean, I appreciate y'all being here and trying to make this right.
True.
Anybody else?
I have a question to LH's, what is going.
Okay.
Who has the authority to hire and terminate the administrator?
The SEC.
Is that the only body that does?
And once y'all do elect the president, I'm gonna have a meeting with the president. We're gonna have a couple of items on the next agenda. One, what I would like to see, and I'm not telling you it's gonna happen, because it's just me talking. One is, we would like to have a letter of resignation before we appoint. So we have that.
Definitely.
Good idea.
Excellent
I mean-
idea.
And then I would like to see y'all have a vice president and a president on different terms. Like the one that's gonna serve a year, the 2 years.
Staggered.
Then we can meet with the president or the vice president before we appoint and have a meeting with them, me and that, whoever that is. We can go over. I don't want to get into anything, but there may be a board member that's a really good board member, but he's only made 2 that year. And the vice president or the president may want to come and say, look, it's not that they're bad, but they never show up. You need to get somebody on there that can. We will not say that in an open meeting, but that's the kind of feedback we need to get. We need some from either the president or the vice president, okay? And, but in saying everything, please understand, that it is the city council's right to either appoint you or not appoint you. So I want to get that straight. But that's some of the things I'd like to see changed, okay? But I can't change it. It's not on the agenda. We'll try to put it on the February agenda so that we can, but that's some of the direction I'd like. And I hadn't looked at y'all's agenda, so I don't know what's on there. But anyway, that's what I'd like to see. Is there any other discussion about this?
Yes, on the second agenda item, you're adding Gary and JC, but I need to know if it's for a 1 year or 2 year term.
I think they'll be on their 2-year term because that will give us, you said 7, we did 4, that's 6.
And when it comes to president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, they're all for a 1 year term. It
Correct.
states on the bylaws.
Right. Okay.
So now if you elect, you have 4 new ones that are all gonna start a 2-year term.
That's, you know,
We're only talking about the president and vice president.
No, I know, but I'm saying of the 9, you have enough that are staggered correctly.
You'll have 6 and 3.
well, let
But
the
you
board,
You'll have 4 and 3.
let the
Yeah, it should be
board
4.
take that and really
Yeah.
work this to see who falls in on what sequence it is. Like you
And
said,
maybe one of y'all will come back and say, I just want to do a 1-year term, if that's what you feel like, and then we can change
to stagger that
it. The
sequence.
staggered best, I don't want to be the one that makes that decision.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Anything, do we have a motion to adjourn? We have a motion by Councilwoman Adams to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. We have Councilman Bennett, the second. All in favor?